I bet our next guest, the founder and president of Article 3 Project, Mike Davis, who joins us from the RNC, has a lot to say about this move, because I'm sure folks that have a law background like yours, Mike, are flipping out when they hear Biden say, okay, term limits, code of ethics, maybe pack the court, let's get 13, 15, 17 people. This is crazy talk. I mean, they are desperate, aren't they, Mike?
They are. I've been at the Trump RNC for the last 2 weeks, and Trump Republicans are united and strong, and Biden Democrats are divided and weak. And Biden is getting desperate, as we just saw with this proposal to assault the independence of the Supreme Court of the United States. President Trump's biggest and most consequential accomplishment in his first term was the transformation of the left of center court to the Clarence Thomas Court, the first constitutionalist Supreme Court in 90 years. And Biden is getting desperate. They tried to bankrupt Trump. They tried to throw him in prison for the rest of his life. They tried to throw him off the ballot, and they just tried to kill him. His opponent of Trump just tried to kill him on Saturday. And the last line of defense we have as Americans protecting our God-given rights to speak, to worship, to associate, and protect ourselves is the Supreme Court of the United States. So everything is on the line on November 5th.
I bet it is. I fully understand it, Mike. You don't have to tell me, but there are still some people out there that just don't get it. What kind of ramifications would you have to our Supreme Court if you start messing around with a code of ethics written by liberals and then packing the court with, again, let's say it's up to 13, up to 15. Talk about how bad a move this is for the court and the nation. I mean, they're messing with the highest court in our land.
Yeah, this is clearly unconstitutional, what President Biden is proposing. There's lifetime appointment for federal judges, including the Supreme Court. That's in the Constitution. Congress does not have the power to impose an ethics regime on the Supreme Court of the United States. It's a separate branch of government, and Congress can regulate the lower courts. It can't regulate the Supreme Court like this. And the reason they're doing this, they didn't call for ethics at the Supreme Court for the 90 years that the Democrats, that the liberals controlled the Supreme Court. The only reason they're doing this now is they're trying to delegitimize the Supreme Court with the goal of destroying the Supreme Court, because President Trump transformed the Supreme Court. And do you want President Trump or President Biden replacing Justice Clarence Thomas or Justice Sam Alito on the Supreme Court? Because if you think it was bad under COVID lockdowns and BLM and Antifa riots, just wait till the Democrats take over the Supreme Court.
Now, let me ask you this one, Mike. Do you think this is just lip service because so many Democrats have been freaking out since the Supreme Court's immunity ruling that's helping out President Trump? And so he's just trying to placate the liberals and go, I'll take action, because you need 60 votes in the Senate to get anything passed like this to a major change to our Supreme Court and Constitution. There's no way in hell they're going to get the votes. So it's lip service, right?
Well, no. If Biden wins and the Democrats keep the Senate and win the House, they will nuke the legislative filibuster in the Senate, and they'll lower the vote threshold from 60 to 50 plus the vice president, and they will pack the Supreme Court. They will destroy the Supreme Court. They'll add states with Democrat senators. Look how radical Biden was in his first term. Just imagine what he would be like in a second term.
Right. Mike, last question then. So let me say this then. Him putting that out there right before the election, and I'm not being weird here, folks, but forget the economy, forget safety, forget the immigration, forget the border, forget the foreign wars and all that. Yeah, we could be dead from World War III. But you're saying this is probably one of the most biggest issues, because if Biden stays in, he could fundamentally, and Democrats fundamentally, change our Supreme Court forever, which would screw all of us from here to who knows when.
Biden, again, tried to bankrupt, imprison, throw off the ballot, and then create an environment where an assassin almost killed the president, President Trump, on Saturday. Right? The Biden allowed illegal home protest outside of Supreme Court justices' homes, leading to the attempted assassination of Justice Kavanaugh's wife, Ashley, and their 2 teenage daughters. Biden is a corrupt, sick man, and he plays for keeps.
Yeah, and he needs to be taken out of office legally at the ballot box. I like to use the right verbiage, unlike Democrats who said things like, take him out, punch him in the face, bullseye on his back, shoot him. Yeah, those are all Democrat quotes. Mike Davis, founder and president, Article 3 Project. As always, brother, thank you for keeping it real. Take care.
Thank you.